Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom. I'm back again to confirm the message that I gave this morning about mercy. And I know a lot of people don't want to, hear what I say, and a lot of people get offended. But offense must come. Because you know, they want us to have mercy, but nobody want to have mercy on us. You see what I'm saying? They want to keep slapping our faces, but we only got two cheeks, and it's only so far that you can go, until you get tired. You see what I'm saying? And so now what you see out here, as I've been explaining, is you see what they call camps, on the corner of these different camps and stuff, which is basically different tribes, teaching the word. And like I said in my last messages, bringing up the charges, against our oppressors. You see what I'm saying? And so it's like when you go into, because these people, they know, who is who, who is asleep and who is awake, who. And when I say awake, I don't mean this a woke culture or nothing like that. I mean those that know they are from Yasharel, because see, they know their ancestors, they know their history, they know how far it goes back. You see what I'm saying? And so they know now that our people are returning to who we are. We know that in Psalms 83 they conspired against us. You see what I'm saying? And so when we go into their stores, they look at us all crazy and try to treat us like, but if it's one of us, our brothers that's blind, when he go in the store, they cool with them because they don't know what's going on. It's just like when you go, I don't know if y'all been seeing like a lot of the Chinese restaurants been getting closed down. But I remember one time I went into a Chinese restaurant. They made me pay before I ate because some black people before me had went in and ate and ran out. But that ain't got nothing to do with me. You see what I'm saying? But I seen they people go in and eat and didn't pay until after they left. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, but it's the blatant discrimination, and then people wonder why we feel the way that we feel. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna touch on this. You know what I'm saying? Even like with the situation of the 1921 race riot. You see what I'm saying? These people have been asking for, compensation for what was done to them, and no compensation is being given. And then when people speak up about it, then it becomes a problem. And I want to get this clear, that the Tulsa race riot wasn't the only one. You had Rosewood, you had some places in Chicago, you had different places where these things occurred. And so I'm finna read to you why it's so important for us to have mercy, because hopefully, some of these other nations, I can reach you, and show you why it's so important to have mercy, and that if you don't have mercy, then no mercy will be shown to you, because this is how, the Most High Yahweh works, and it don't got nothing to do with me. I'm the messenger. I can't do. What can I do to you? You know what I mean? I can't do nothing to you. It's like with a lot of like the George Floyd situation. Dealing with like the Trayvon Martin situation, dealing with a lot of these atrocities that's happening with Breonna. All these different scenarios that's going on. You know what I mean? Where these people are basically hurting our people, and then nothing is being done. These people are getting to walk free. These people are getting qualified immunity. You know what I'm saying? And things of that nature. So, but now what you see is that you got the children, which we are the children of Elohim, or the children of God, as they call it in the Bible, crying out to the Father for retribution, crying out to the Father for what is the word I'm looking for? Calling out for justice and judgment. You see what I'm saying? Because we don't get that. You see what I'm saying? Unless we willing to take the mark. You know what I mean? And so it says, and said, verily I say unto you, except ye be converted and become little children. So who was the children of Yasharel? So you got to become a child, like a child. You got to become the children of Yasharel. Be converted, not to the church, none of that. You know what I mean? Because the church is just the assembly. We are the assembly, but you have to become. We are the bloodline, and then you have the adopted. You have the branch, and then you have the adopted that's branched in, right? Which is what Paul talked about. When you around your friends, do you stick up for us when they dropping the N bombs? Do you stick up for us when you see injustice going on? Do you speak out against it? No, you don't. So basically you in concert with them. Even if you don't got nothing to do with it, and you sit there and you stand by and you watch, you just as guilty. Whosoever therefore shall humble himself, let me finish this, and become as little children, ye shall not enter into the kingdom of heaven. So in my first message, I was telling you that you have to become like children. So we have to relearn this thing, because you have to understand we were taken into captivity for 400 years and everything was stripped from us, which you can go to Daniel 1 and read about when they went in captivity. But, everything wasn't stripped from them. They wasn't forced. They had a choice. You see what I'm saying? So whosoever therefore shall humble himself as these little children, the same is greatest in the kingdom of heaven. So if you humble yourself like us and adhere to the Torah, then you shall be great in the kingdom too. It's not just for us, you know what I'm saying, as bloodline descendants. You see what I'm saying? And whosoever shall receive one such little child in my name receiveth me. So, if you receive him, if you receive him and become a child, we receive you. That's what we call, like when we came out of Egypt the first time, there were strangers with us that seen the glory of Elohim, that seen the plagues and things that he did, and they wanted to serve our Elohim, and they wanted to be converted. It says that in the word that Elohim is the same today, tomorrow, and forevermore. So he don't change. And it's the same thing today. If you willing to be converted, you hear that confirmation. If you willing to be converted and keep the laws, the statutes, and commandments, then, you know what I'm saying, we accept you, because that's how we see eye to eye. But whoso shall offend one of these little ones which believe in me, it were better for him that a millstone were hanged about his neck, and that he was drowned in the depth of the sea. Confirmation. All right. So, you know what I mean? We're being offended. We have become an offense over here, a byword and an astonishment over here. And we have become an offense to where people just feel like they can just tarnish our character, call us terrorists, call us everything under the sun, make laws. And I'm going to read something to you after this, and I'm going to close on that note, but I'm going to finish reading this. Woe unto the world because of offenses. Oh, hold on. Were hanged about his neck, and that he were drowned in the depth of the sea. Woe unto the world because of offenses. So the world is those outside of Yasharel, those who have conspired against us. That is the world. You know what I'm saying? Because the whole world conspired against us and have benefited and profited from the work of our ancestors, and still benefit and profit from us, because we spend the most money everywhere. For it must needs be that the offense come. But woe to the man by whom the offense cometh. Wherefore, if thy hand or thy foot offend thee, cut them off. So what he's telling you, your hands represent your work. So if your work is offending somebody, you need to cut it out. You need to quit. Stop. Why would you continue to keep going on doing the same thing, knowing that you're offending the people, and then have no remorse and don't even care? You know what I mean? Unapologetic. I was watching something on Bush the other day, and he was talking about how America is not is unapologetic for the things that they did. Cut them off and cast them from thee. It is better for thee to enter into life halt or maimed, rather than having 2 hands or 2 feet to be cast into everlasting fire. So, your feet represent your path. So will you continue down the path that you're going? Will you continue to conduct yourself in a way that's offensive? You see what I'm saying? And if thine eye offend thee, pluck it out and cast it from thee. It is better for thee to enter into life with one eye rather than having two eyes to be cast into hellfire. So, the eye is how you see, because, if you can look and see that something is wrong and don't do nothing about it, then you wrong. You know what I'm saying? But, you do something wrong, you want mercy. But when somebody else do something wrong, it's no mercy. You know what I'm saying? And that's not balance. You know what I'm saying? You have to show mercy to get mercy, and that's what this message is about. This is part 2 to mercy. Take heed that ye despise not one of these little ones, for I say unto you, that in heaven their angels are they malachim. Hey, don't start that. Do always behold the face of my Father which is in heaven. You can go to Ezekiel 1 and see that the eyes within and with the will within the will. The eyes, they are always watching. You know what I'm saying? And they, Jacob's ladder, they go back and forth from here to heaven reporting, what's going on. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't, just like they show you warp speed. Yeah, it's just like that. For the Son of Man is come to save that which was lost. Because we were lost. We are the lost tribes of Yasharel when we was taken captive. Well, when we were kicked out because we sinned against the Most High by not keeping His laws, statutes, and commandments, and brought to another nation, and then they stripped us of our identity, stripped us of our language, stripped us of our Torah, took everything from us, so left us without an identity. You know what I'm saying? We don't know nothing. So now we're relearning like children. Suffer not the children to come to the Most High. You know what I'm saying? And that's what Pharaoh did. Pharaoh suffered the children to. Moses said, "Let us go 3 days into the desert and serve our God, our Elohim," and they refused to. And that's what brought the plagues on the nation. For the Son of Man has come to save that which was lost. We was lost, and now we're found again. The remnant is the ones that are not, willing to bow to the mark of the beast, to bow to the ways of a man, but to Yah's Torah. How think ye, if a man have 100 sheep and one of them be gone astray, doeth he not leave the 99 and goeth into the mountains and seeketh that which is gone astray? And if so, that's self-explanatory. You know what I'm saying? Because we was lost, now the Most High has came and found us again. He left the 99 and came and found the one that's lost. He found Judah. You know what I'm saying? Our Yahudah. You know what I'm saying? He found us. We found now. You know what I mean? We starting to wake up to who we are. Even so, it is not the will of your Father which is in heaven that one of these little ones should perish. So he's calling for all of Yasharel to come out of darkness into the marvelous light, but most of them won't, because again, most of them love Mammoth. Most of them serve and bow. You see what I'm saying? And Molech and all these other gods, that the Bible speaks of, the Ashtaroth poles and the groves and stuff. I was looking at this tree the other day, because where I'm at, it's a tree where I'm at, and mushrooms grow up under this tree, you know what I'm saying? And they got like sticks and stuff all around it to where, the mushrooms don't get destroyed, because I'm guessing them is the ones that, you can eat and you get the tripping off of them, you know what I'm saying? But when I first seen them, they looked at like nasty, you know what I'm saying? Like it looked at like, well, it is a fungus, but you know what I'm saying? You when you looked at it, it was crazy. But anyway, so they got them there in harvesting. So, and I'm out. The Most High was like, that was what was in the grove, because they was going into the groves where the mushrooms grew up under the trees, and they would take these mushrooms, these shrooms, and eat them. Like what's that? I can't think of the name of it. DTC or some DCH or something. It's some kind of drug trippy. It's like they call it I can't think of the name, but if you know what I'm talking about. Moreover, if thy brother shall trespass against thee, go tell him his fault between thee and him alone. This is the proper way for us to correct each other. It's not for you to be putting somebody else's business all out in the streets. This is the way that you correct your brother right here. This is a proper way. You know what I'm saying? But we don't do that now. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of the way of correction has been perverted. You know what I'm saying? Because the Most High operate in order. So go and tell him his fault between thee and him alone. And some of y'all, be having fault between people and you ain't got nothing to do with it. You know what I'm saying? You just want to be mad at somebody just because, you know what I'm saying, somebody don't bear false witness against them, which is another sin. And tell him his fault between him and him alone. If he shall hear thee, thou hast gained a brother. So, you know what I'm saying? If you had a problem with somebody, you and your brother had a problem, you were supposed to go to him and talk to him, you know what I'm saying? Which is what, you see Yasharel doing now, these camps. They got a problem with their brother, which is Esau. You know what I mean? They got a problem with their brother. They telling Esau that, you know what I'm saying, hey, look, you sold your birthright. You gave away your blessing. I took your blessing because you didn't deserve it. You know what I mean? Or you could say I tricked you out of your blessing, but I took the blessing because you didn't deserve it, because you would have squandered it. You know what I'm saying? And so now you mad and you bringing all this, the sword and all this stuff up on us because you mad because you gave away your blessing and your birthright. You know what I'm saying? And your inheritance. And now we got the inheritance. But it's the truth. I know you might not want to hear it, because in the church, they don't talk to you like this. They don't tell you about this. You see what I'm saying? They just tell you, it's like a drug. The church is like a drug. You go there and get your high, and then you go home and live incorrectly all through the week, and then go back and think that you can bribe God, and you can't. You can't bribe Elohim. Moreover, but if he will not hear thee, then take with thee one or two more, that in the mouth of two or three witnesses every word may be established. And that's what came against Yeshua, that got him crucified or hung from the tree, because two false witnesses came against him. But according to the Levitical law, that if the witnesses came against you and they found out that it was untrue, then they were supposed to suffer the same fate that you were supposed to suffer for them lying on you. See, this is the stuff they don't teach in the church. You know what I'm saying? And if he shall neglect to hear them, tell it unto the church. Then that's when you tell it to everybody in the church or the assembly. But they replaced it with the church. The Hellenistic movement. But if he neglect to hear the assembly, let him be unto thee as a heathen man and a publican, a liar. What do politicians do? They lie. What do heathens do? They lie. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't have no moral code like we do. They don't have any principles and standards and structures like we do, except for what man think is right and wrong. They judge according to man, you know what I'm saying, way. You see what I'm saying? And that's what he's trying to tell you. Verily I say unto you, whatsoever ye shall bind on earth shall be bound in heaven, and whatsoever you shall loose on earth shall be loosed in heaven. So basically, whatever you allow people, that's what's going to be allowed. And whatever you don't allow, that's the Most High not going to allow it. So we have come to a point to where we're not allowing the same thing. And so because we're not allowing it, you know what I'm saying, now we in fear of our life because of violence. Because we speak the truth. You know what I'm saying? We got to deal with mockers and scoffers and everything everywhere. You know what I'm saying? People don't even know you from Adam and Eve, just mad at you because, you know what I'm saying, they are part of the group. You know what I'm saying? But that's okay. You continue in your way, in your error, because you don't want to know the truth. Because you don't want to be subjected to the truth. You don't want to submit to the will of the Father. You would rather submit to the will of a man. Again, I say unto you that if two of you shall agree on earth and touching anything that they shall ask, it shall be done for them of my Father which is in heaven. For where 2 or 3 are gathered together in my name, there I am in the midst of them. And so you got a lot of groups that's in agreement right now about the fall. You know what I'm saying? Because we not getting what's owed to us. You know what I'm saying? Because people continue to turn a blind eye to our cry, you know what I'm saying, for reconciliation for what was done to our ancestors. And then when we do that, then it becomes a problem. Then came Peter to him and said, Adonai, how often shall my brother sin against me, and I forgive him till 7 times? And Yeshua said unto him, I say unto you, thee, until 7 times. I say not unto thee until 7 times, but until 77 times 7. Therefore, as long as you follow the order and your brother asks you for forgiveness and change his ways, you to forgive him. You know what I'm saying? Because, so much has been lost. You know what I'm saying? So we're still learning how to love each other according to the Torah. So, you know what I'm saying? If your brother don't know something is right, like, if he don't know that, he not supposed to eat this, and then you tell him, you know what I'm saying, then you supposed to forgive him, if he correct his ways. I'm just using that as an example. Therefore is the kingdom of heaven likened unto a certain king, which would take account of his servants. Now see, it's a difference between your brother and your neighbor. We brothers, so we got to deal with each other in a certain way. But now with your neighbor, this is how the Most High gonna deal with your neighbor. Therefore is the kingdom of heaven likened unto a certain king, which would take account of his servants. So we know that Yahweh is the king, and everybody on the earth is his servant, no matter if it's Yasharel or the heathen. You know what I'm saying? And when he had begun to reckon, one was brought unto him, which owed him 10,000 talents. So his debt was a lot, because he had done so much. He had went in debt so much. But for as much as he had not to pay, his Lord commanded him to be sold, and his wife and children, and all they that he had in payment to be made. So you can go to Obadiah and read about what's going to happen to those that took us into captivity. They got to be taken in captivity. You see what I'm saying? You're going to reap what you sow. It ain't going to be no rapture, and you're going to just be taken away, and you ain't going to pay for the sins of your forefathers, because we had to pay for the sins of our forefathers and foremothers. So you're not going to get to be taken away and not have to reap the punishment that, that's for you because of what you did and what you still allowing, what your people did. I know they don't want to hear it like this, but it is what it is, man. And like I say, I'm just speaking the truth to you. This is what the word is saying. This ain't got nothing to do with me. When you come against me, you come against him. When you come against them, you come against him, because they trying to teach you the right thing so that you can change the error of your ways and do the right thing. Like Spike Lee. The servant therefore fell down and worshipped him, saying, Adonai, have patience with me, and I will pay thee all. Then the Adonai of that servant was moved with compassion, which is mercy, and loosed him and forgave him the debt. So you have been forgiven your debt, so why you can't forgive nobody else their debt? But you want to be forgiven for your debt, but you don't want to forgive nobody else for their debt. I'm going to read it for you, because I'm going to let the word speak. I'm just the commentator, the messenger. But the same servant went out and found one of his fellow servants, which owed him 100 pences, and which was less than, what he owed the king. You know what I'm saying? This is just a servant on servant. So, and he laid hands on him, beat him up, blah, 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 blah. Give me my money. You know how they do when you owe them some money. They just go put their hands on you instead of, hey, man, don't even worry about it. I know you don't got nothing right now. I know you struggling, man. Just whenever you get it, you know what I'm saying? Just come bring me something if you can. You know what I'm saying? No, instead, they want to put their hands on you. You know what I'm saying? They want to beat you up, embarrass you in front of people. You know what I'm saying? Because some of these people can't even fight. You know what I'm saying? Now, they don't want to fight. They don't want the trouble. You see what I'm saying? which owed him 100 pences, and he laid hands on him and took him by the throat, choked him out, saying, "Pay me that thou owest." So, man, the scriptures is raw, bro. I'm telling you, you just got to get in there and read it, and he'll break it down. The scriptures is raw, bro. Real life. And his fellow servant fell down at his feet after he don't beat him up and choked him out. You know how people do when they extort you and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? You owe them a little money. You know what I'm saying? And they, they loan shark you and stuff. Oh, well, you owe me double. You don't give me my money, your kneecaps is gone. You know what I'm saying? And he would not, but went and cast him into prison till he should pay the debt. So when his fellow servants saw what was done, because everything up under the sun that Most High created is his servants. So the Malachim, the angels, them is his servants, because they go throughout, to and fro throughout the earth like Satan does, and they see what people do. And they report it back to him, to the judge, the real judge. What was done? They were very sorry and came and told unto their Lord all that was done. Then his Lord, after that he had called him, said unto him, O thou wicked servant, I forgive thee all thy debt, because thou desiredest me. Should not thou also have had compassion on thy fellow servant, even as I had pity on thee? And his Lord was wroth and delivered him to the tormentors. And that's what's about to happen. Go read Obadiah. That's why you see the turmoil that's going on. You know what I'm saying? And the only way you're going to be safe in his arms is if you under this covenant. If you not up under the covenant, that's like me. If I marry a woman and we in covenant, man, you better not touch my wife. You better not touch her. You know what I'm saying? You going to get hurt real bad. You know what I'm saying? One of us going to be there and one of us going to be in the penitentiary. Period. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? And his Lord was wroth and delivered him to the tormentors till he should pay all that was due unto him. So likewise shall my heavenly Father do also unto you, if ye from your hearts forgive not everyone his brother their trespasses. So I'm gonna take you to Isaiah. I think it's Isaiah 9 or 10. Let me see. Because this is what's going on right here. You know what I'm saying? Y'all passing laws and stuff. You know what I'm saying? All the laws that y'all really got on the earth are over here that you passed right now and that you made was after the so-called proclamation of emancipation. When the so-called slaves came out of slavery. You know what I'm saying? But we were still in slavery. You know what I mean? And so, you made up laws because because the 13th Amendment didn't rectify slavery. It just made it legal to put people in slavery. You see what I'm saying? So you got, what is Isaiah 10? Let me check first before I do it. I think it's 7 though. Yeah, it's 10. 10 is a number of wholeness. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, that write grievous which they have prescribed. So what do? They prescribe these laws against us. Now, you know what I mean? That's just like, you know what I'm saying, with the incident that happened with the prosecutor and his daughter. You know what I'm saying? She stabbed him and, you know what I'm saying, she got off. You know what I'm saying? But that would have been somebody else of another race, of our race. Then they would have got booked and went to the penitentiary, you know what I'm saying? And they would have threw the book at them. You know what I'm saying? See, those are laws and things that are being prescribed that are imbalanced, because you can't slap somebody else, slap somebody on the wrist, and then somebody else, you know what I'm saying, throw the book at them. The Most High don't work at the law is balanced. Everybody can get it. You see what I'm saying? Anybody. EBK, you know what I'm saying? Anybody can get it. So to turn aside the needy from judgment. So, you turning aside the Most High's people from the judgment, which is Torah. That's how we make our judgments, is according to Torah. So you make us not want to keep the Torah, but to live according to your way and live the way you live, so we don't have to suffer. Because, you know what I'm saying, we not in your eyes equal to you. You see what I'm saying? and to take away the right from the poor of my people. Because that's what you do. You take away our rights. You know, we don't have no rights. You know, we go to court and we try to defend ourselves, and we still get, you know, get locked up. You know, because we don't know the law. You know what I'm saying? But y'all do, and y'all misuse the law. That widows may be their prey. You know what I'm saying? You got all these women out here, you know, that y'all broke up the home. You know what I'm saying? And now ain't no father in the home, and now you got all these children around here that's disrespectful, that don't know, you know, right from wrong, you know, and they out here committing crimes because they had no male role model in their life, you know, to be the authority figure, to keep them from doing things impulsively. You know what I'm saying? So now, you know, the women are your prey. You know what I'm saying? That widows may be their prey, you know, and so they prey on the women because the women, you know, she wasn't designed to make decisions. You know what I'm saying? She was designed to follow a man, you know, and the man was supposed to make the decisions. You know, the man was, because he got the eyes, he's the head. You know, he got the nose, he can smell bullshit. You know what I'm saying? He got the mouth. He can tell you, no, nah, I ain't putting no money. You seen that that reel where that dude went into the what's it called, with the pastor said, no, I don't think me and my wife should put no more money in the church basket. You know, we gave you $20, and you know, that's enough. We gotta pay our bills. You know what I'm saying? But we gotta give you our money, you know what I'm saying, just so you can survive and live good and drive clean while we around here struggling. While you getting to reap the benefits of your work, but we not reaping nothing but continued trouble. And that they must rob the fatherless, because, you know what I'm saying, so they make the widow a prey, and then they rob the fatherless, because the fatherless are the ones that y'all separated out of the house. These are facts. These are, you know, these are not nothing, because you made our women depend on the government. Okay, we'll take care of you. We'll be your zaddy. You know, we'll give you all these benefits and all of this, long as you don't have that man in the house. You see what I'm saying? Then, you know, the children not having no father in the house don't know what authority look like, don't know what it look like to be like a man, so all they see is a woman. And children are impressionable. So they learn how to be like women. You know, moving off of their emotions and not off logic. You see what I'm saying? And so you have these children out here moving off of emotions, and it's nothing for them to gun one of their own down, and then one is in the grave and one is in the penitentiary for the rest of his life. Because we don't have no authority figures, and all the men, they don't wanna, you know, pull your coattail, because, you know what I'm saying, it's only about me and mine and those in my circle. They'll watch you fall. And what will ye do in the day of visitation? Because the visitation is coming. You know what I'm saying? That's a fact. It's coming. And in the desolation which shall come from far, to whom will ye flee for help? Who you gonna flee to? You see, all these other nations is running away from you. You can't trust you no more. You know what I'm saying? I didn't write this, so don't be mad at me. I'm just the messenger. You know what I mean? And where will you leave your glory? You know what I'm saying? That's why it's a shortage now, because don't nobody want to sell us no food. Don't nobody want to do no more business with us. They trying to get rid of the American dollar, and people too blind to see. And then when somebody try to correct you, you know, in love, and you know, of your errors, to open up your eyes so you don't be blind, then you want to be mad, and then you want to, you know, by intimidation and force of fear, so you can shut them up. So, you know, I just wanted to read that for you. You can go back and read the whole chapter for yourself. Without me, they shall bow down under the prisoners, and they shall fall under the slain. For all this, his anger is not turned away, but his hand is stretched out still. That's what you're seeing. His hand is stretched out, meaning his works. Do you see the works of famine? Do you see the pestilence, diseases? C-19, all of it, y'all don't see all of this, whether it was man-made or whatever y'all want to call it. Do you not see the things that are going on? Repent while it's still time. Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. Peace and blessings. May Yah bless you and keep you. May he cause his face to shine upon you and be gracious to you. May he lift his countenance up on you and give you peace, that the name of Yud-Heh-Vav-Heh might be known in the children of Yasharel. Shalom.